What's happening, Overwatch fans, and welcome to Week 3 of Stage 3 in the 2019 Overwatch League season. As always, we are live in Los Angeles, where it's going down today. The Stage 2 champions are in the building. The San Francisco Shock had an 11-match win streak snap last week, but came back strong to shut down Seoul on Sunday. Today, they'll take on a tail-spinning Boston Uprising. Boston has lost 5 straight matches and are hoping to stop their slide down the standings. Once as high as the 8th place, the Uprising are now in 15th place. Can they turn it around today? We'll find out in 30 minutes. Welcome to the Watchpoint pre-show presented by State Point. You guys know who I am. I'm Malik, joined as always by Zoe and Sideshow. We got Hexagram filling in for Bren today. How you doing, Hex?
Just filling in for the Brenjamin. I think that's what Bren is short for. Brenjamin,
Yes.
Brenjamin Hook.
Benjamin, the Oracle Hook is what it goes
Wait,
by.
guys, ow. Stop.
You're right.
Zoe's it's blinding me, that thing on your,
That
on your
thing.
finger. What is that? What is this?
That's the finest plastic ring which a chewing gum machine had to offer somewhere in Seattle. I don't know.
Oh, shoot. In here.
Look at that. It's beautiful. Thank you. Adjustable in size. Yeah, no
Here-
costs have been spared on this one.
Wow,
Here I am thinking you're taking that next step in life and stuff, and-
No, this is that is in fact coming from my boyfriend. It's a.
Oh, wow.
I call it my pre-engagement ring. He doesn't know that, but
It's like a promise ring.
it's a promise ring.
I like
everyone.
that. I like that. All right, well, guys, time to start this week off on the right foot here on Watchpoint. We got the Houston Outlaws and the Los Angeles Valiant back in action. Can both teams continue their climb through our standings toward playoff contention? Plus, the Dallas Fuel main tank OG opens up about his suspension last season and how it feels to have the support of an entire fan base in Dallas. And we'll peek into the future and reveal some future headlines you need to know right now. When the cold-blooded clickers take the stage, we've got the Shock versus the Uprising. You'll also see OG and the Fuel taking on the Hangzhou Spark, and Shanghai facing the Los Angeles Valiant. We've also got a matchup between 2 of the hottest teams in the league right now. The Paris Eternal are 3-1 and currently sitting in 6th place for Stage 3. They'll face off against a hot Houston Outlaw squad that earned wins over San Francisco and Boston in Week 2. Both teams are trying to erase some early season struggles, but which team needs this win much more, Sideshow?
Well, if you look at the Paris Eternal, I think they're actually cruising at the moment. No one would have expected either of these teams really to be making a run for the Stage 3 playoffs. But Paris have been performing really well, and I'm not sure that they even will think they need this win. Obviously, it would be fantastic, but when you look at it, they're 3-1 in the Stage 3 overall, and 4-3 is normally where the bubble lands. So if they're able to pick up 1 win, and the Uprising seem like they're on a big downhill slump, they should be in that contention. They want 2 to be able to lock it up, so then after a win today against the Outlaws. And honestly, the map pool, I think, favors them. If you look at the map pool today, it's not great for the Houston Outlaws. Now, they have had a bad season so far. You'd expect their overalls to be fairly poor. But Paris Eternal are excellent on Paris, and this map pool is not great for Sombra. So the Houston Outlaws will not be looking forward too favorably towards Hollywood and Dorado. They would have been hoping for better maps there.
Yeah, on the other side of things, looking just beyond the stage, I'm going to open with a sentence that would have got me committed a week ago. The Houston Outlaws are in the season playoff picture right now, so they need to win every single match that they can. I think they're going to be in for a rough one against Paris. Like you said, that map pool is atrocious for them. Houston's Oasis is just abysmal. But it's really important they beat Paris because they're going to have them again. Look at their rest of this season schedule. You just got to get into the top 12 here to get your ticket to the dance, perhaps make some waves in the season playoffs. These are winnable games that they have coming up. Mayhem Justice, they get Justice again. Fusion is floundering, which Spitfire shows up. The only losses I see on this map, or excuse me, the schedule, are the Gladiators and possibly Atlanta right there. Then Chengdu can always come down, but Houston is legitimately going to make a push for the season playoffs.
Wow, it's crazy. Those are definitely winnable matches. Now, there's no secret that both of these teams, they struggled a bit. So I think it's safe to say that this is their best stage so far, right? So best stage so far.
Absolutely. I think everyone would agree there.
Yeah.
They fixed some of the most glaring issues, and one of them has been their little carousel they did with the players when it came to something like the Zarya role.
Yes.
There's no secret that you need a very strong Zarya player when you're playing that triple tank, triple support. However, neither of the teams could really settle on one. They tried like them all. Soon and Shadowburn both gave it their best shot. Unfortunately, that best shot did not look too good. And then on the other side, we also saw Spree and Dante and Linkster, who is the one they actually settled in at the very end. So Danya and Linkster seem to be the Zaryas of choice for both of those teams. And in Danya, that team also has a great Sombra. So yeah, overall, I think they now kind of settled on which pieces they want to work with. And as we saw, so far, it's working out pretty great for both teams.
They look so much more comfortable. So much more comfortable. Now, Houston is trying to get out of a hole they dug in a winless stage 2, while the Valiant are still trying to climb out of a hole they dug all the way back in stage 1. The Valiant have won 5 out of 9 since starting 8-0. They'll take on a Shanghai team today that beat them just 2 weeks ago. The Dragons are one of the 3 undefeated teams remaining this stage, and Shanghai is still actively trying to improve as they just acquired Flex Tank Envy from the Toronto Defiant. The Defiance GM Jay Wan thanked Envy on Twitter, saying in part, "Thanks for doing the best you could with the amount of pressure you felt to succeed," and that they'd rather him be able to play somewhere else than, quote, sit on the bench and rock. So how do you think Envy will fit in with the Dragons?
Oh, did he proofread that tweet? Rotting players, really? Well, you know who else sits on the bench over there and is rotting? Geggery. You know who's not going to see any playtime anytime soon with Envy joining? Probably Geggery. Because they most likely will be playing Envy over her if they ever decide to really go back to be playing a diva player right now. They have been opting more for that Sombra in Ding, and why not? Because it's working absolutely fantastic for them. However, with this change, I am slightly worried about the Shanghai Dragons now having a player on the bench rotting away. So, yeah, that's upsetting. However, Envy still good pickup.
You guys think they should trade her?
Player.
Should they move her somewhere? You guys think?
Honestly,
I wouldn't move her.
There's players who have a value beyond just their playing time, and Geggery's at the top of that list.
It would be a great fit, though, for a team like the Washington Justice. As much as you'd hate to do Geggery like that, it would be a great move.
But you want to do something like that?
Well, I think it would be an upgrade. I think Geggery's shown last year that she can have some good performances, and she hasn't had an
I'd pick her over Sansa any day.
Yeah, so I think that could be an upgrade.
I mean, I agree with you guys. I love to see her on the Dragons, but I would just love to see her play, personally. That's just how I feel. But guys, the Shanksters have won 6 of their last 7 regular season matches. So Sideshow, is their play style still catching people off guard? We know they've been running the Sombra for a while, so is that still getting people?
I hate that nickname, by the way. Just before I don't think it's really catching people off guard because Sombra Goats is the flavor of the month. It's what a lot of different teams are playing. And they do have Ding, who's a fantastic Sombra, but he was mostly at the top of these ranks by virtue of not many other people trying that Sombra, I think. And now that we've seen people who were fantastic at it last season and have a huge tenure on it, guys like Dante, I think we're going to start to see Shanghai Dragons not be the premier Sombra Goats team unless they continue to put in a ton of effort to maintain their position. They have to continue to improve and not just rest on their laurels if they want to end in the top 6.
Right. So, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, everyone has adopted this style, so it might be time for Shanghai to throw a new curveball in there. And I'm a big fan of the Rocket Queen, so I think you play nice, play Pharah right here. Ding has been one of the best Pharahs in the entire league in the limited time that we've seen Pharahs being played. And this map pool against the Valiant is actually, it's a reasonable Pharah map pool. You can play her on First Point Horizon, you can play her on First Point Eichenwald. Dorado, we've still seen Pharah come into play on those first points, so I mean, when you've got a talent in the sky like Ding, maybe if a team's going to try to run Sombra on you, just hit her in the face with a rocket. He's very capable with directs. He was the premier Pharah in the league before maybe Jinmu took over his spot just by virtue of playing a little bit more. But I think they have a big opportunity to just shift the meta yet again. Like, they defined the Sombra meta, they could define the Pharah meta.
Of course, Ding going crazy on that fair. Unleash the Ding, guys. Now, both Shanghai and the Valiant have had ups and downs as franchises. You gotta know what that. And somehow, who knows all about ups and downs is Dallas's OG. When we come back, the Fuel's main tank talks about his troubled past in Overwatch and how he's been reborn as a fan favorite. That's next on the Watchpoint pre-show.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile, now connecting 99% of Overwatch League fans. Catch your league on America's network, T-Mobile.
The grand finals are coming to Philadelphia's Wells Fargo Center on September 29th. Head to OverwatchLeague.com and get your tickets now for the biggest Overwatch event in the world this year. Two teams with dreams of being in Philly for the grand finals are the Hangzhou Spark and the Dallas Fuel. Hangzhou hasn't lost to anyone not named Vancouver or San Francisco since March 9th, way back in stage 1. Dallas has dropped 3 of 4 and are now back in 9th place. So how badly do the Fuel need this win today?
Oh, very, very badly. If they want to stay in the stage 3 playoff contention, they have to get the W. They had arguably a very rough schedule already, going up against the Gladiators, then also against the Titans, Hunters, always a curveball. Justice, I guess that was their granted W, and that's what they got out of it as well. But now looking ahead of time as well, Spark, Hunters, Excelsior. This is not going to be easy for them, and that they do need the W's. I think if you're losing 4, then you're pretty much out of the stage playoff contention. Jeez.
Honestly,
Words.
when you look at that stage 3 schedule as well, it's reasonable to think that Dallas might go 1-6 if they lose to Chengdu again.
Yeah.
That puts their overall season playoffs in extreme jeopardy. It's time to start pressing the panic button if you're a Dallas Fuel fan, because look at their stage 4 schedule. They face the Gladiators, the Shock, the Spark, Spitfire. Rain might be able to defeat them at this point as well. I think that's reasonable. They've only really got Valiant and Charge there. If they can't pick up any wins in stage 3 anymore, and they only pick up those 2 wins in stage 4, they're only going to be sat at 12 wins. That is probably not going to get you into the overall season playoffs. Even the 12th spot to get into the play-ins, you probably need about 14 to be able to get there.
Yeah.
Now, we don't exactly know how it's going to play out, but that's real issue now for Dallas Fuel. They need every single win they can get.
Right, so basically, judging off that, Dallas needs to win today. They need to
Absolutely.
win. So,
Yeah.
so Hex, which individual matchup do they need to win in this game in order to make that happen?
Well, it's one for the highlight reels here as we're going to take a look at Brigitte versus Brigitte. And Zach has been
I
catching a
love that
lot
one.
of flack on this.
Tingles down my spine.
Zach, a lot of the Brigitte stats are very hard to track, and a lot of good Brigitte plays don't necessarily show up in the stats. Zach has been dying first a lot. That needs to get fixed up here, but I really want to talk about Adora, who I felt had a monstrous Brigitte game in some of their last outings. Brigitte plays that are not going to show up in stats are bashes that stop ultimates. He's been stopping sound barriers, he's been stopping EMP, and those are ults that win you fights in certain situations. So Brigitte having that bash and denying ultimates, playing kind of a mini diva role, if you will, and denying the team access to resources is enormous. Adora had one of the best playmaking Brigitte sets I've ever seen played, and Zach is going to have to step it up if Dallas wants any chance.
All right, you heard it from Hex first. It's all going to come down to the brig. Now, win or lose today, the Dallas Fuel's main tank OG is grateful to be in a position to compete for his fans. He may only be 19 years old, but OG has already been through a lot in the competitive Overwatch. He's a true OG, and he tells us he's not afraid of his past or his future.
OG is playing some of the best Overwatch of his career. It just seems like nothing can stop him at this point.
제가 어렸을 때는 약간 남들과는 뭔가 다른 남들이 하는 거를 약간 좀 다 한다기보다는 색다른 거를 하고 싶어 하는 그런 아이였어요. 제가 그때 영화 감독을 제가 하고 싶었는데 저를 약간 표현할 수 있는 매체라고 생각해요. 프로게임을 어렸을 때만 할 수 있지만 영화 감독이나 다른 직업들은 나중에도 할 수 있으니까 제가 오버워치 게임을 시작했었는데
We know OGE is a player they're looking forward to bringing on.
제가 달라스에서 연락을 받고 기회가 왔을 때 달라스라는 팀에 들어갈 줄을 몰랐어요, 솔직하게. 왜냐하면 저는 그 당시에 거의 무명 선수였고
Dallas Fuel and XQC decided to split ways, but that doesn't mean that Dallas is now left without the main tank.
이제 안 그래도 XQC 그 선수가 아무래도 팬층이 많기 때문에 제가 갑자기 들어갔을 때 당연히 XQC 팬들한테 제가 비난을 받을 수 있고 제가 만약에 잘했을 때는 그 사람이 저의 팬이 될 수 있을 거라고 확신했었기 때문에 과거에 제가 해왔던 약간 실수? 그런 것들에 의해서 약간 비난을 많이 받았는데 대리 같은 실수를 했던 것은 일단 과거에 했기 때문에 그거를 무시하고 뭐 지금 앞만 보고 달리자고도 말하기 어려울 것 같고 그냥 항상 그냥 반성하면서 겸손하게 하는 게 나가는 게 저한테는 맞는 것 같아요.
For me, 2019 is the year of OG.
I think that he's going to be one of the core reasons this squad does see success in the future.
작년 시즌과 이번 시즌에 달라질 수 있었던 이유는 작년 메타보다는 지금 현재 메타가 메인탱이 더 주목받기 쉬운 메타라서 제가 좋은 플레이를 보여주면 제가 주목받을 수 있는 메타라고 생각해요.
Final rate from OG gets himself two. That's a double support sandwich for the main tank. The shatter from OG, absolutely massive. OG, he punches his way through.
제가 홈게임에 이제 스테이지 딱 올라갈 때 제가 느꼈던 심정은 믿기지가 않았다고 해야 될까요? 약간 그런 느낌이었어요. 감정이 약간 좀 슬펐던 이유는 저를 약간 응원하는 사람이 있다는 거? 그러니까 그런 걸 살면서 한 번도 생각해 본 적이 없었는데 그 당시에 막 사람들이 오지 약간 이렇게 함성도 지르주고 이름도 불러주고 그런 칭찬이나 이런 것들을 해줘서 약간 좀 감정이 그렇게 된 것도 있고.
It must be an incredible feeling to walk on the stage and have this many cheers and chants of his name.
그것 때문에 약간 조금 더 겹쳤다라고 말하기는 조금 어려울 것 같고 그냥 감정들이 복합적으로 조용해서 그렇게 됐던 것 같아요.
OG getting emotional. I mean, it's an emotional moment. Everyone's cheering for him.
물론 인기를 얻고 뭐 사람들한테 응원을 받는 것도 좋은 거지만 저의 의견은 그냥 별다른 생각 없어요. 왜냐하면은 제가 인기를 많이 얻는다고 이렇게 생각하거나 뭐 제가 지금 잘하고 있다고 해서 저 스스로 약간 자만감 같은 거를 있을 수 있기 때문에 그냥 아무런 생각 없이 그냥 게임 열심히 해야지라고 그냥 계속 생각하고 있는 거예요.
This team has turned the corner in a huge way.
Hell of a redemption arc right there. OG has definitely risen near the top of the pack as a main tank statistically. He's a top 6 Reinhardt in most major categories, including 3rd in hero damage per 10 minutes. Even if Dallas decides to try out their new main tank Trill, it's cool to hear OG's perspective on the ups and downs of his career so far. Zoe, how has it been watching this young star begin to rise?
It's been fantastic. I mean, there was a lot of hype and just general lot of talk around this very player coming into the league. So it was great when he finally did find success with the team. And their team has been like kind of on fire right after the homestand, but after that, it kind of started to drop.
Right. OG, he's definitely killing it right now, I would say. Killing it right now. But what about in the future? We'll take a look into the future and bring back some revealing headlines you need to know about now. That's next up on the Watchpoint Pre-Show, presented by State Farm.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7. And by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.
With a 3K, takes out Closer, turns around with the blaster. Goodbye, Zachary to the melee. And why not another DPS to add to his collection with AK?
See the Valiant just trying to retreat indoors to stay away from all this pressure that Hotba is applying. Hotba has the barrage, and he goes for it! And triple kill instantly, make it 5 really, as Space is taken out of that mech board. He's very close. Now he has that Graviton Surge. They're getting a grab first, so Spark getting aggressive here. Can they get the kills out of it? No. Grab gets used by Corey as well. Sans himself to the Spark. They get 3. Amazing move comes in from Justice Arc, setting it up for the 3K off that self-destruct. No supports here for Toronto Defiant. Charge coming up from beyond. But will be able to take down Mendoza. Turns around, he gets the shatter. Welcome back. Oh man, welcome back indeed. Might have just single-handedly turned that one around, and he has! It's a dead eye. All right, everybody just backs around the corner. That's going to pave the way. Oh, they can't! Oh, the flashbang! Oh, no, the huge flashbang! That flashbang hit like 3 people. All right, this round is weird. But the Hunters are going to be able to take the point back, and they are 99% already OG.
We know the future is bright for some of our league's biggest stars. And in less than 10 minutes, They'll be under the bright lights of our Blizzard Arena stage. But first, we're gonna read some headlines and give you guys a little bit of the future. All right, so we're gonna start with you, Sideshow. What's the future? What's your headline read like?
Now, Bren the Oracle Hook isn't here, but I'm channeling him through me right now. I can see his visions of the future, and he's predicting the Houston Outlaws complete their miraculous run. They win the 2019
That is a
Grand
bread
Finals.
prediction if I've ever seen
It really
one.
is. It really is. All thanks to new head coach Monte Cristo, who they brought in at the beginning of playoffs, who told them only play DPS. No support, no tanks, just DPS. They crushed their way through the playoffs. I saw it. It's going to happen. Ugh.
Oh, man.
It's a crazy vision.
That's all I needed. That was the last piece of the puzzle, Monte Cristo.
Mine actually makes sense. So let's go on and look at my headline going forward. And we're going to rename the MVP trophy. It's going to be the most valuable Jonak impersonator here. Jonak wins his 5th straight MVP, so we just renamed the thing. Got a nice little trophy there. The Anyata to represent the MVP of the league. Look, everyone knows how good of a Zen he was last year, but I think this year people kind of forgot about Jay. He's playing an Ana crazy good. If you go back and watch some of the VODs, he doesn't miss shots on that. And so, yeah, there's been a lot of new players trying to take over his top slot as Zen. He's like, okay, I'll just play Ana better than anyone else yet, too. So Jonah continues to perform at an MVP level.
All right, Jay. Is that how close you guys are? Is that what you're Interesting.
We're good. I can call him by his first name. What's that pasta?
Yeah, we're cool like that.
We're cool like
I don't
that.
even know your name, Hex. Anyway, my headline reads as follows. Everything must go. Yeah, that's right. We were out of extra players, so the Boston sells nickname and signature yellow from the team, a logo to the Gladiators. As, LA is now going to be having a new chant, with Shields Uprising. And Boston, of course, still is going to make the
That's my favorite part of that. Boston still somehow finds a way.
Somehow they find a way.
Shields Uprising. That's a matchup we didn't know we needed,
Shields
guys. All right, well, we know the league's biggest stars are going to continue to pop off. And in less than 10 minutes, they'll be under the bright lights of our Blizzard Arena stage when San Francisco takes on Boston. Predictions are up next on the Watchpoint pre-show presented by State Farm.
Coca-Cola is the official refreshment of the Overwatch League.
Here are your analyst predictions for day 1 of week 3. Everyone has the shock over Boston, but Hex likes Paris to stay hotter than Houston. All 3 analysts pick Hangzhou and Shanghai as well. Hex, back up your Paris prediction against Sideshow in a 30-second face-off. Go.
Here's my very structured and logical answer. Look, I'm just a good luck charm for this team. Me and Semler, this will be our 5th straight Paris game we're casting. They're 3-1 in our previous 4, only losing to New York. It's got to be the Semler-French connection. That's my reason.
So you're claiming that you're some kind of rabbit's foot for this team. Well, I've heard you on the casting this team, and you've said that they haven't impressed you multiple times. The Paris Mayhem game that you casted, you said they weren't very good in that match. How can you predict them over an on-fire Houston Outlaws.
Logic has no home here, son.
I agree with you. Houston are looking good. Clearly not logical.
Well, check this out, guys. Here goes the mighty San Francisco Shock. Started the stage off a bit iffy, but they've been able to recapture their momentum against the Seoul Dynasty, and will look to continue that up against the Boston Uprising, who have been struggling immensely so far in this stage. Can they find any momentum today against the San Francisco Shock? We're going to find out in a bit. What do you think, Zoe?
Honestly, I sincerely doubt it. I think the loss against the Houston Outlaws was more of a fluke for the San Francisco Shock. They're back on track. They're back on fire. And if we're taking a look at their team fight win statistics, it's actually a huge difference. The first death, a Shock is fourth lowest in the league. However, they are the second best in the team fight win rate right after losing one. And on the other side for Boston Uprising, they're very much at the bottom of the league. So.
All right, guys. Well, it's time to get into the matches. So that does it for the State Farm Watchpoint pre-show. We'll see you guys in a bit.